Welcome, everybody. It is time for a very important test. This is math from the void, where the unit circle is a portal to your destination, where triangles overlay all, and pi stretches gently through the infinite as an eternal student of its own mysteries. You're looking at a pop quiz. It's probably no surprise. You might have guessed it from the title. But here I have a pop quiz for you, and this is your final chance to pause the video and make sure you know the unit circle. And know it as well as you can before you come back to do this quiz, because there's going to be quite a time restriction. Notice that I want you to, quote, do this at a good pace. What is a good pace? You'll see what I expect after you've taken this quiz, or maybe if you just kind of skip around in the video, you'll find out before I actually get there. But once again, this is your final warning. You're in the void now, and you cannot use a calculator nor your unit circle to cheat during this quiz. This is going to determine whether or not you are ready to move into calculus on a trigonometric basis, truly trig and unit circle knowledge. You're going to have 4 minutes for these 10 questions. Time starts now. Go. You have 1 minute remaining. Your time is up. Please be honest with the time. 4 minutes was the maximum amount of time that I would expect you to take. Now, if you completed this in under 1 minute, you are in very good shape, and I don't anticipate you struggling with any trigonometric ideas in Calc 1. There will be some elements of Calc 2 that you'll need to review, which are not explicitly covered by the unit circle. Let this be a wake-up call, that these things are possible to be done in less than 5 seconds, each of them, if you know the unit circle well enough. If you're not at that level yet, maybe that gives you a healthy goal to reach that level. Under 3 minutes, and you likely have still a solid mastery of the unit circle, or maybe you don't have the strongest, but you're pretty fast at writing. Perhaps you wrote a unit circle diagram and then used that for the rest of the exercise, which is definitely one way to do it if you're not fully comfortable yet. What would I do personally? I would make the first quadrant and just label some of these things so that I have the pi over 6 family, the pi over 4 family, the pi over 3 family, the odd pi over 2 family, and their coordinates, of course. We have the cosine followed by the sine. And then usually what I'll put as well is I'll put the tangent. So just by doing that, I've already set myself up in a way, even though it is a bit time consuming, I've set myself up in a way that I can use these references, especially for 10 questions. That's a good use of your time since it's going to help you with likely 7 or 8 of those questions. If it didn't help you with that many questions, it might not be worth it. We have 1/2 rad 3 over 2, and then we have rad 3. And of course we have 0, 1, and undefined. I guess I'll put UND. And over here we have 1, 0, and then we have 0 as the tangent value. So this is already incredibly useful. We can use this pretty much anywhere. Sine of 3 pi over 2, that's down in the bottom, so this will be -1. Tan of pi, this is going to be 0 because it's on this mark of the whole 0. Secant of -3 pi over 4. I only gave a couple of negative angles here. This is going to be equivalent to secant of 5 pi over 4, which is the same as 1 over cosine of 5 pi over 4. Where's 5 pi over 4? Down here. So that's negative. That means this is going to be -√2. 11 pi over 3, I gave you a coterminal angle. This is the same as 5 pi over 3. And the cotan is going to follow as negative radical 3 on 3. Secant of 7 pi over 6, we're down here. So this will be 1 over negative rad 3 over 2. You might remember that this simplifies to -2√3 over 3. Although if you left it as -2 over √3, I wouldn't be mad at you. Cosine 7 pi over 4, that's positive for cosine, so it's just rad 2 over 2. Easy. Another negative angle, but if we add 360, this is the same as sine of 120, which is up here. That's rad 3 over 2. Tan 5 pi over 6 is in the pi over 6 family, but tangent is negative in the second quadrant, so this is negative rad 3 over 3. See how quick those are? And I'm taking the time to write down and explain this. If I were just rushing through it, I'd have these done pretty quickly. 5 pi over 3, it's in the same spot as this, 5 pi over 3. This is going to be -2√3 over 3. And then we have cotan of a pi over 2 angle, so that's going to be 0. So, not so bad, right? If you can get a sub-minute time, that's really good. I think that's the recommendation there. Under 6 seconds per question. Some will be harder than others. If you get below 4 minutes, then it comes down to, did you get them all right? Because if you didn't get them all right within 4 minutes, you are not prepared. I don't want to lie to you. It's very important that we take this seriously in how we're moving forward for the rest of your potential math careers. You might take calculus, you might take calculus 2, you might take some physics and engineering classes, you might take chemistry and biology. I'm not sure where your paths are going to lie, but wherever the void spits you out, wherever you're destined to be, You're going to want to know this really well, so I'm not going to lie to you and say that 4 minutes is just okay and you should settle for that. You should strive for a healthy goal. If this wasn't a wake-up call, I don't know what else will be. We'll continue with trigonometry in the next lesson. For now, I'm going back into the void.